Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Medical Minutes, the channel that's everything medical and sports related. Today's episode is going to be on supplements or supplementation. We're going to talk about regulation of them, which is really important, the pros and cons, or if you should or shouldn't, and then one in particular that's really popular, professional sports, collegiate sports, secondary school setting, gym goers alike. Everyone kind of knows this supplement and probably uses this supplement at some point. So stay tuned. We're going to get right into it. All right. So supplementation, the regulation of them. This is really important because a lot of people don't know. They just go to either their local supplement shop. I don't like to name names, but we all know where you can get them. Any of the pharmacies or a specific place. And they're going to try and sell you the most popular, good tasting product, but from an official standpoint, the only thing that the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, regulates is the labeling of these containers, right? So they may regulate that this product cannot say certain things like this supplement will cure cancer, or this supplement will cure heart disease. Okay, there's a certain number of things that they cannot say. But when it comes to actual, research and testing and almost proving that they are safe for consumption, the Food and Drug Administration does not regulate supplements. Okay, that's very important because with prescription medication, they do, right? We know this. And so if you are being prescribed a medication by a doctor and you go and fill that prescription, that's being regulated by a bigger power or an official entity that at least may know the side effects, and they may give you some side effects, but those are proven to be successful in certain applications. Supplements are a different story. So that's why I always, when athletes come to me seeking advice for certain supplements, there are some things that we can do as healthcare providers that maybe probe a little bit to see if they are safer than others. But my only advice is that you can get most of your supplement needs through daily and proper nutritional intake. Okay, your vitamins, your minerals, your carbs, proteins, fats, that amount of grams or performance enhancing entities that you're trying to improve, you can get all of that through a proper focused nutritional intake. So that's my advice, is there's no official supplementation regulation. And so the safest thing for you to do is to just meal prep, focus on your diet within your normal personal restrictions. If you have any allergies or whatever, then you have to kind of take those into consideration. But realize that the safest thing for you to do supplement wise is to not take a supplement. Okay, so after saying that, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm never taking a supplement again," there are some instances where the application of a supplement is okay. I usually will recommend that it's something that's a whole or a substance found naturally, right? So we'll use vitamin C, for instance. If for whatever reason you don't like the taste of oranges or citruses, and I just don't love fruit, but it's winter season and cold and flu season, and you're concerned about your immune system, you can take supplemental vitamin C, which is a water soluble vitamin. It will help boost your immune system and battle some of the cold and flu symptoms, which is appropriate. My only concern or advice would be, again, to do some, internet-based research, unfortunately. Maybe ask a healthcare provider or even a physician on some of your recommendations on what they would recommend. I try and always look at the label to make sure that I'm seeing at least the ingredients that are in there, and if it's just the vitamin C, then we know that at least that's the only ingredient involved. But again, you got to be careful with supplementation, but there are appropriate times where it can come into play. Some of the more popular ones: vitamin C, vitamin D, some of the vitamin B complex. There's a few of them out there. Some for immune system boost, some for energy boost. Um, so when it comes to vitamins and minerals, like a multivitamin, which usually will contain minerals, there are appropriate times and situations to use them. You just have to do your due diligence and don't fall into the trap of this company contacted me on Instagram or social media, and I saw the ad and it was so cool. This guy and girl were so shredded because they took this product. That's marketing, okay, and that's what they're targeting. What you need to do is do real life research, look into these supplements, multiple sources, okay, on multiple brands, and make sure that you're getting one that is at least safer for consumption, okay. All right, and that leads us to the one supplement that I would like to discuss because I've been getting a lot of inquiries from some of my secondary school athletes about it, which is creatine. All right, so creatine monohydrate is the form most likely found in supplement form. Now, there's one thing I'll say right off the bat. Creatine is usually a white powder. It taste wise does not taste very good at all. It's quite bad. So a lot of times companies will try and mix it with other things, right? So they'll sell you an energy drink that contains creatine, also a ton of sugar and other stimulant products. But the fact is, those are the products I would be leery of and discourage the use of. Right? I mean, if you find creatine monohydrate in the pure form, where it's not mixed with anything else, it can be an okay supplement to use for certain things. The research shows that its best use is for weightlifting, okay, so for fitness kind of individuals, as well as actually cycling. All right, those are the two that it kind of mentions the most in the articles that I've read. Um, so when I look at some of my athletes, we don't, at my school in particular, we don't have cycling as a sport. We do have a decent gym that a lot of our students will partake in. But the fact is, a lot of sports involve, the weight room component. So creatine monohydrate can be supplemented during the weight room. You should be very cautious with it because it seeks water, okay, to actually become a usable form. It needs water to kind of break it down and then for the muscles to use it, or the body to use it, I should say. So if and when you're supplementing with creatine, you need to be very not cautious, but very attentive to your water intake. Okay, so I like to suggest that you get an app. There's hydration apps out there. You basically it's just a timer. You could even just set a timer on your phone that repeats every hour or so, saying 8 ounces of water. Or however much 16 ounces of water. So that way, throughout the day, you are properly hydrated. And when you supplement with your creatine, usually in the morning and the afternoon, or the morning and the evening, that's when your body will have enough hydration in it to properly absorb the creatine, transform it into a usable form, as well as it's not going to steal water from your vitals, right? Your liver, your kidneys, your stomach, your organs that need that water and that hydration status to perform homeostasis or normal functions. That's the most crucial part with creatine, okay? Hydration status, very important. In regards to the type of creatine, it has to be pure, okay? Anything that's, blue raspberry or Starburst Blast or something like that, they're just more marketing and more on the flavor. And once they start mixing other things in, again, they're not regulated by the FDA, so you just don't know what all they're putting in it. Okay, so I discourage the use of it, but if you're going to, creatine monohydrate, purest form, usually morning and evening. Read the label on suggested use. It sometimes is based off your body weight. Okay, And then again, make sure that you're tracking your weight room component too. You can't just go in there and lift once a week, or even the same body part every week, or you're going to put yourself into a situation where you're going to get hurt and you're going to create a sports injury. So if you're serious about your lifting, if you're serious about your sports, and you're training to get a competitive advantage, and that's why you're using creatine, then you need to also be serious about your nutritional intake, your water status, and things of that nature. All right, so that's going to wrap up today's episode on supplementation or supplements. Hopefully, just to recap, supplements are not regulated by a governing body or the FDA. All right, so be cautious with them. If you do choose to supplement, my usual recommendation is in the form of like vitamins or minerals or a multivitamin. If you do choose to go more of the sports supplementation, specifically on the creatine, then make sure you're taking a pure form of creatine monohydrate. Make sure you're reading the label in terms of dosages, whether it's twice a day, morning and evening, or whether it's 3 times a day. And also make sure that you're really paying attention to your hydration status. So that's going to wrap up for today. Thank you for watching the whole video. If you're a subscriber, that's great. Look for another one. I'm going to maybe do one on protein powder next, because that's another common supplementation. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.